All right, sports fans, welcome to the Fantasy Sports Talk Show with Jesse and Lee. I'm Jesse. I'm all by myself today. No Lee. I do have a special guest in-house, my son, Jace.
Hi.
Do you like hockey?
Yes. I like hockey. Mommy's Judy. Go. Knights. Go. That's my favorite.
I will be joined later on in the show by the manager of the Bald Eagles to get his take on how this league is going, what improvements can we make, and explain a little few things. All right, guys, enjoy the show. Jace, you ready to get going?
Yeah.
All right, first off, guys, I will go over the scoring system for the league. Skaters are very simple. I try to keep it as minimal and basic as possible. Goals will get you 2 points. Assists get you 1. Penalty minutes is 0.2. Power play points, no matter if it's a goal or assist, will get you 2 points. Shorthanded points will get you a bonus of 2.5. So anytime they score a point on shorthanded, or if it's an assist shorthanded, you get 2.5 points. Hat tricks will get you a bonus for 10 points for the hat trick. That also includes the points you get for goals. Shots on goal, every shot on goal will count as 0.2 for your player. Hits count as half a point. Block shots count as half a point. That's your scoring system for your skaters. Very simple. I tried to keep it basic. I didn't want to add in too much. Goaltending, same. Very simple. Wins will get you 4 points. Anytime they give up a goal, it's -2. Saves will be 0.2. Shutouts get you a bonus of 3 points. If your goaltender loses in overtime, you still get 1 point added on. Few tips on setting your lineup for the week. Make sure to include all your players that are playing the most possible games for that week to ensure you maximize your point total. Same goes with your goaltenders. Listen, in this day and age, not every goaltender is going to play every game, so they are going to tend to go back and forth. But if your team is playing more games that week, it ensures you'll get your goaltender in there more times than not. So please make sure you're paying attention to the schedule. Another thing is, at the beginning of each matchup week, your rosters will be locked as soon as your first game puck drops. Your rosters will be locked. So you won't be able to go back in there, adjust any things that you were looking at. So make sure you get in there Monday morning, Sunday night after the final games. Make sure you're setting your roster for the next upcoming week before puck drops on Monday. All right, now we're joined by the manager of the Bald Eagles, my father, George. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Oh, hello, everyone.
All right, so he's going to help you do the breakdowns for the first week's matchups. We're going to start off with Team No Good versus the Krill Thrill. This was my personal team. I go down 119 to 159 to Team No Good. He's led by Darnell Nurse, Travis Konechny, and Andrea Burakovsky for points. Just got demolished. I mean, he set the week high points there. Really just didn't get any volume from my guys as far as scoring. Kaprizov had a good last game. My top scorer is Logan Thompson. So, you're struggling when the goaltender's the top scorer on your team. What do you think?
I think your players could have been a little higher scoring if you had a couple more games in there. It was a pretty tough week. I think it's just being a little rusty out there. Everybody's just getting used to getting back into play.
Yeah, definitely sloppy hockey the first week of the season. It's probably gonna look this way for the first couple of weeks. But yeah, looking at the volume of my team, I only had a few guys playing more than 2 games. Didn't have a lot of volume. Had actually a few guys only playing 1. All right, next matchup was Boobies for Babu against Team Howl. Very, very great team name there, Nathan. Man, very creative. So this one was taken down by Boobies for Babu, 138 to 126. What are your thoughts on this one?
That was close. That was a good one just to watch. Just in the fantasy league itself, just to watch how close. And I mean, it was a nail biter pretty much. If you're looking at it, those scores are pretty close.
Yeah, I think it was another one of even though it looks like Booby's team had more volume. Howell's team had more volume. It's still Booby's just pulled it out. I think he just had some more big score games. I know Hurdle had some good games there. Looking at Howell's team, Anze Kopitar had 4 assists on the week. He was kind of a big-time scorer for him. Matt Duchene was all right. The big thing he got out of Matt Duchene was a lot of penalty minutes.
Zibanejad really played great.
Oh, for Babu?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had some stellar games in there. So.
4 goals, 2 assists.
All right, and then of course he has Mark Stone going for our Vegas Golden Knights. Has 2 goals on the week with an assist. So not too bad. Boobies had a high score week. Didn't get the high score for the week, but it was a good matchup.
Yeah, it was.
All right, next matchup we're going to look at is Blind Squirrel versus Fatty Ice. Blind Squirrel takes this one down 128 over 110. Good week for Ray on this one.
Yeah, another team that only like Fatty Ace, and he had so many players that only had one or two games during the whole week.
Yeah, he
to score a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't have the volume that he needed for the week. Definitely saw some guys only there with one game. Few guys actually with only one game. A couple with only two. Yeah, that's a tough part of the year when you're facing guys that are playing 3 games consistently for the week. You're not going to get the volume need. Goaltending did not help out Blind Squirrel this week. I know he had a rough time with his goaltenders not getting some scoring. Yeah, Ray had Vasilevsky and Bobrovsky. He had Bob going, and put up 14 points for the week with his goaltenders. Not the same story for Fatty Ice there.
No. Well, time to change some goalies, I think. There.
Yeah, well, Demko had a rough matchup. That first matchup against Edmonton really hurt. Tristan Jarry, he's been solid, but, playing Arizona, that's definitely going to help the box score. Vander Kane, he had 2 assists on the week. Decent week for him. Didn't get a whole lot from anybody else. Looks like Brady Tkachuk had a couple goals. Definitely Noah Hannafin just did not help him out whatsoever this week.
Well, Niedermeyer, he had, a 17.4 week, but he played 4 games.
Oh, yeah, and Niederreiter had a great week. Yeah, he played 4 games because he did have the overseas games to start the week off, so they got an early jump on the season. Looking at Blind Squirrel's team, he had another one where he had Matt Zuccarello going for the Wild, and the Wild only played 2 games, but Matt Zuccarello just had a hell of a week. 2 goals, 2 assists. He had 4 power play points. So in our league, of course, with the power play points, that's even better. He's getting 2 points for every power play point. So great week from him. Another big week from Nazem Kadri. Kadri had 2 assists, 1 goal, 2 power play points. Huge week for him. Multiple fantasy points in his week. And of course, Kevin Fiala playing down with the Kings now, making his presence noticed after that trade from Minnesota. Well, how do you think he looks going into that offense?
I think he looks pretty good. I think it's going to get even more interesting as we go along week by week.
Yeah, it should be interesting. That's why it's going to be key, guys, to make sure you're putting in your correct matchups. Look at your scheduled games for the week. Make sure you're putting in your most possible points you can get out of that. Next matchup we'll look at is Team Rooks versus the Bald Eagles. What'd you think of your team?
I thought my team just played so great. I was happy with everybody I picked. I was a little down in the dumps on Theodore for a little bit there, but he finally came through before the end of the game. So
yeah, you're definitely going to need some power play points from Theodore. He's known for his offense. He's not going to get in there. He's not going to get you the hit points. He's not going to get you block shots. He's strictly in there for offense.
I was a little stressed out on Marshy. I was thinking he wasn't going to play because he was a day-to-day. And then, he came through again for me.
Yeah, Marshy's been there. The thing with them is you got to look at is they're playing on the 3rd line now.
Yeah.
So with him and Carlson, it's going to be interesting. They can keep up that pace playing on the 3rd line. Going to be an interesting year for the Golden Knights for sure. Who else scored well for you? Looks like Sidney Crosby had a great week for you. Only playing 2 games, but ends up with 2 goals, 4 assists.
And of course, I got the hat trick out of McDavid.
Yeah, you got the hat trick out of McDavid. He's playing like he seems like he's on a mission this year. He's not going to let anybody stop him. Usually he had 4 goals, 1 assist. Usually that's flip-flop when it comes to Connor.
I'll tell you, that was a tough game. There was a lot of hitting going on in that game.
Oh, the Calgary game.
The
Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah, the battle for Alberta. Yeah, that's always a physical
Alberta.
game. That's always going to be a physical game. But, he came through Rantanen, of course. He had a big week. We talked about Sid the Kid. No, well, not really a kid anymore. Goaltenders really didn't come through for you, though.
No.
Luckily, your skaters were just in full force this week. Bennington got you some points, but Darcy Kemper had really struggled.
He struggled.
Yeah, he had 5 goals. They braided him with shots, but giving up, it was tough. He played Boston the first week. The first game, Boston lit him up.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest worries.
Yeah, on the other side, Rooks went, he went with Markstrom and Georgiev in his net. Didn't really do much. I think that was, 5.4 points total. He did have a good week out of William Nylander. or he likes to say Nylander because he doesn't know how to pronounce the names. But he also had a good week at Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl had a good. That's usually what it looks like McDavid usually has for those points, right?
You know what? Before I found out I had the first pick, of course I was going to go with McDavid, but I thought I was going to be around the 4, and I was definitely thinking Draisaitl.
Yeah, I mean,
he was definitely my number one pick.
Oh, absolutely. I think
I got the one pick.
I think everybody agrees that Draisaitl and McDavid were the consensus 1-2, just with their point totals from last year. I think this team's going to be hungry. I think a full year with Evander Kane on that line with McDavid is really going to help out, because that's the one thing about Evander Kane. He doesn't make anybody better, but he can go out there. You're not looking for somebody to help McDavid. You're kind of wanting somebody to get out of his way and just play the game when he gets you the puck.
Yeah.
So that was a good matchup. I see you're very pleased in your victory for the week.
I was very pleased.
So Rooks, hey, listen, you got to make a comeback here this next coming week. So the next matchup is the River Rats versus Boss Bitch, and River Rats just dominated, 105 over 58 for the week. Rough start to the season for Boss Bitch, but plenty of time to bounce back. I think biggest problem for her was volume. She didn't have anybody really going. A lot of her studs were one-game guys.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There's not very many games for the week for her team.
And when they did play, I mean, her goaltenders really let her down. She had Flower and Matt Murray. Matt Flower just minus 14 points on the week.
Flower is a big disappointment.
Well, I mean, it's not. He bases his goaltending on athleticism, and he's getting close to that 40-year-old range. So, it's not going to get any easier for him, especially when in Minnesota.
Yeah, for me, he's always a homeboy for me.
Oh yes, he'll always be a Golden Knight for sure, absolutely. But it's going to be interesting going forward. I mean, OV4 did well, 14-point week. What was it? Drew Doughty had a good week with LA. LA actually, their offense looks really, really good. Gotta say, I'm really excited to watch that team play, even though they're in our division. I still like love seeing the Golden Knights beat them up that first game.
Yeah,
but it's that offense. They look dangerous. Jack Eichel for the Vegas Golden Knights had a 10-point week. He had a goal and 2 assists, power play point.
I expect that out of him too.
Yeah,
on that team now.
I think it's going to be good. The thing that worries me is with point totals, especially in fantasy sports, you want those dominating lines. Those guys you're going to see with 22, 23 minutes of ice time. You're going to and you get plenty of ice time out of people like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Vegas has always been that rolling 4-line kind of team, so nobody really dominates the time on ice.
I was even wondering if that was going to change with Cassidy coming in.
I didn't see that because Cassidy plays a lot of his 4 lines. If you go back to his time in Boston, he rolled 4 lines. I mean, he played his perfection line a lot, but he still rolled 4 lines out there.
I was just wondering if they get away from that a little bit in the changes.
I think you'll see more changes as the year goes along. Yeah. I just don't think the entire system is going to be implemented. I think they're going to do it piece by piece. And we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I agree. You know who had a good week on River Rats was
Stammer.
Stamkos.
Yeah, Stammer had a huge week, 20-point week.
He played great.
Yeah, Stammer had a huge week. Tampa Bay looks like their old selves. Stammer, of course, has been the leader, but getting those, he is starting the year on fire for sure.
Yeah.
Seth Jones, I was kind of shocked that Seth Jones has played this week. I mean, he had the shorthanded points. So he got him at the 2.5 point bonus. He had an assist on a week, but of course him is with the hits. 43 hits this week.
That's a lot of hits.
Yeah. He's out. He's headhunting out there. So nice picking up Seth Jones. He's definitely playing that physical style hockey. I think Chicago needs that just because that team just seems kind of flat as far as offensive.
Gibson was horrible.
Well, Gibson wasn't. Well, the thing with Gibson is, here's the problem with Gibson is you got that young team, and they're not known for being defensive.
Yeah.
So I think, fortunately, he's going to be left out to dry a lot more than not. So, Alexander Barkov, Josh Norris. Yeah, it was small weeks for a lot of guys. But River Rats pulls out the week 1 victory. So nice job, River Rats.
Nice job.
Guys who ended up with the first week, nice job. Make sure you check your lineups. All right, so we'll go into this. What do you think of the league so far? What additions and subtractions? What's your concepts here?
As you know, this is my first year.
Yeah, everybody's
of
pretty
course,
much.
I had a lot of questions going in, and drafting was pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty simple to do the draft, but keeping up and knowing, like learning the whole week how many games are being played during a week, those are things that you got to look at. Because I didn't look at it at first. My first week, I just got lucky that my lineup that I picked, I just let it go. But now that I look at week 2, it's like, whoa, yeah, I got to make some changes because there's a lot. Some players got like four games instead of 3,
Yeah,
and that could make a big difference.
Oh yeah, it's going to make the big difference going down, especially for each matchup. The good thing about it is it's week to week. It's not going to be day to day. You don't have to spend your whole day trying to figure out who you want to play, who you want to sneak in your starter line, and make sure you're playing somebody who has a game going. I didn't want this to be a second job. We wanted to make it at least fun.
Fun. I mean,
yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Anything with the scoring? What do you think about the way the scoring is working?
I think the scoring's doing good. I just couldn't like the little glitch I had yesterday. The points went from 150 and then went down to 140, and I couldn't understand why.
Yeah.
And 2 of my players didn't show up.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a finalized.
Yeah. Anytime you guys see something wrong, just hit me up in the message box. But wait for the final score because I can always adjust the scores later on. But wait for the scores to go final. Wait for a day, about 24 hours. I know a lot of times they'll do that. They have to verify with whoever's keeping track of the score sheet. So that's got to be verified. So once that gets finalized, they'll get put back in.
Yeah, I was just freaking out because it was like I said, it's my first fantasy hockey, and I was in panic mode.
He was getting worried. Apparently, he wasn't happy with.
Well, I wanted to beat that 159. I came close.
Yeah, you were trying. You were trying. I mean, your matchup wasn't even quick, even close. So, no, you shouldn't have been sweating that. Not even much. What else? Is there any changes you'd like to see made to the league?
No, I'm really happy with the way it's going. I think it looks great. I think there's going to be a lot of competition out there now. It's going to get better and better. It's just
absolutely.
The excitement in it is thrilling. I mean, I just love watching it.
Yeah, and that was the whole mission of this. Is everybody kind of want to get more into hockey, and that's a good way to learn the players. I know Lee, he has trouble with some of the players because. Listen, of course, it's hard to pronounce a lot of their names. But, listen, we'll do our best. So this podcast is brand new to us. We're going to try everything we can to bring some kind of entertainment to you. So let us know, comment, and let us know what you guys think of the show.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that'll do it for this week. We'll get together again next week, and we'll break down the other week's matchups and look and see how things are going. Lee should be with me this week when we do our recording. And we'll talk to you guys then.
And Lee, I just want to say sorry.
Yep, he's got to get that.
And to everybody, have fun and God bless you this week.
All right, guys. Good luck. We'll see you next time.
See you later, guys. See you later, guys.